What are your thoughts about artist development nowadays? You know, all the artists I'm speaking to are saying that there's so much pressure from the record labels for new artists that if they don't have a hit off their first album, they'll get dropped.
Oh yeah,
you know?
for sure.
That's pretty much the problem.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
There's no development. That's probably, well, again, you know, as John said, we were kind of on the cusp of that kind of happening, and now it's, I guess the problem that I have nowadays is that there's no, like when we were kids, going back to what we were just talking about, when we would listen to Rage, or we'd listen to the Chili Peppers, or we'd listen to Led Zeppelin, we knew all of their names. We respected everybody in the band in the same level. You know what I mean? Like everyone was this important intrinsic like cog in this machine, you know? And nowadays, like I hear a song, I don't know anything about the band. I don't know where they're from, what they look like.
I wonder if the 16-year-old, though, who has way more time on their hands, who goes on the internet and researches, I'm trying to think of a new band right now that I don't like, to give an example, but I can't. But if they're getting onto their websites and figuring out who these artists are and making mental notes of it, and then when they get older and then there's a plethora of bands out there that are coming up that they don't really care about, they're going to say the same thing, right?
I think nowadays and we've witnessed this, like doing things like Warped Tour and stuff like that over the years, that there will be like a band that we've never heard of. We have no idea who they are, you know? And there's thousands of kids out front of the stage and singing everywhere. So there's all these little offshoots now of genres, and then within those offshoots, there's the leaders of these offshoots, you know? And so there's X band who we don't know anything about, we've never heard a song, but there's thousands of kids that are forming this kind of global community around it. So the bands are actually becoming, like I was saying with the Nirvana thing, one unifying band. Well, that doesn't really happen anymore, but there is a unifying just on a smaller level with a smaller community. But that doesn't mean they're not devout to the fans or love the what they're doing. But maybe those kids know every member in the band.
Yeah.
And know that Ricky broke his hand last month, and you know, whatever it may be. You know? So but back in the day, I guess this is the thing that we're all missing here, is that there's no overall canopy. There's no band that everyone goes, that's our band. There's no Guns N' Roses. You know what I mean?
And I think that's definitely a product of what the internet has brought to us. Because there was a point, as much as major labels have perceived to be evil and all that kind of stuff, they were a form of quality control. And you could get the Tools on a major label, who are a progressive rock band that had 7-minute songs, to appease all the people that would be into that. But there would be no other competition for Tool. So there was a quality control there. Now, there could be Tool on the internet, but there'll be 500 other Tool kind of wannabe bands on the internet that'll be taking from the same pot of people. So it's really, really bizarre.
People still believe in the power of rock and roll music.
Hey, thanks for watching. My name is Daniel Sarkisian. I'm an independent filmmaker from Toronto.
I hate that guitar, but I can play that in one scale.
Don't you dare laugh.
You know, I try to embrace the rock and roll spirit in the sense of I do everything self-funded and independently made with no oversight. As such, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for watching.